Hi guys, it's Eddie here. I am with Maestro from Symphony X, the US band of power metal that plays my first time here in Wacken. And how you feeling, man?
Awesome, man. It's great. Great show, great people, good weather. Shit. Yeah. We're in a love shack today, right? We're in this little area is pretty happening, right? That we're in here. No, it was actually everything was great today, man.
Yeah, I think you brought the great weather. We got actually a really bad weather yesterday, but
It was raining. I think it was raining a little when we first showed up, right? Earlier. Yeah. And then it was nice out. Yeah, it was great, man. It's great to play here. Awesome.
so you were in May, I think, in Brazil, and also you were Chile and stuff. And you were in I think 3 concerts in Brazil. How was it in there? How do you? What could you bring us from there?
What could I what?
What can you tell about that? How was it in there?
Awesome. Always is awesome there. I mean, the fans in South America are always great. Always great. But I mean, everybody's different. All the fans they're all great. They're just a little different. That's all.
But what difference can you bring from the stuff in Chile and Brazil? You eat some food that you like in there.
Bro, the difference of that stuff, I don't know. Nah, man. I mean, as far as like the shows and the fans, it's like, I think, like I said, they're all a little different. And we're not really trying to pick apart anything. We're going out there to have fun, and we see the people having fun, and it's like, this is fucking awesome. Everybody's having a good time. So yeah, man. Maybe some are a little more crazy, some are a little louder, some are a little quieter. But you see the smile on their faces. It's like, everybody's having a good time.
So could you say which country in Latin America was the louder for you?
He's not going to let it go with this question.
Yeah, all right.
He's not going to give me a break. I mean, like I said, I don't dissect.
All right.
But I mean, yeah, they're all. I mean, South America in general always very enthusiastic, man. Very enthusiastic. Very just very friendly, and always make us. I mean, everybody makes us feel welcome. But there's definitely a passion of the people, I think, and an excitement. Yeah, I mean, overall, every time that we've been there, it's just been always good. The fans have been always really great at the shows, But again, man, not making any fan better than any other fan anywhere else. I mean, everybody's different everywhere.
Great.
We appreciate every fans of any kind of music.
Great. What tours are you planning next time with this album in Latin America?
Right now, the only thing that we're looking at is we're going to finish this run up. We have a show in Israel, and then another festival in Spain, one in England. Go back home for about a month, and Japan after that, Australia. And that'll bring us into the holidays, and then after that, we're looking at some other things, U.S. again, coming back to Europe again, So, yeah, we're just kind of worried about finishing up the summer and into the fall of what we have going on.
A lot of magazines said that the key of Symphony X is that you said in this composition time of every CD, like 4 years kind of stuff. It's like you got a key, you say, we need this kind of time, like 4 years or 3 years.
Do we need 4 years? I don't understand what you mean.
The thing is, in a few magazines I read about, for example, that Symphony X bring us a really like in like every 4 years kind of stuff. And
yeah, I mean, between releases, that's about, some are longer, some are shorter. I mean, you need time to write, and it doesn't take us 4 years to write. I don't know whoever the fuck wrote that. But it could take us 8 months, could take us a year. But you got to remember, the album will be released. This album was just released a year ago. So we've done this whole year of touring and into next year. And then at some point, we'll be like, okay, we need to work on the record. We don't work on the record when we're trying to tour or squeeze it in here. Nah, man, you work on the record just like when you're out here touring, 100% on what you're doing. You're focusing on the job you're doing. So yeah, I mean, so if you have 2 years of touring, and then you have whatever it takes a year for the record, you have 3 years there, but it doesn't take 3 years to write a record.
Yeah, that was what I was meaning.
I think they kind of misinterpreted maybe what I said or someone said.
No, I was just meaning because you take like 2 years in tour normally, and maybe some break for your family and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, there's always a little bit of break for the family, and but yeah, when we do start on the record, we don't tour, or maybe if it was something special. But yeah, man. I mean, the records, everything's still important to us. Even though music business isn't a bad state right now, and no one's really selling CDs, but the music is still important to us, and we're gonna take the time to do it right, or we won't do it at all.
I read that your father is was a principal, and
Where's this guy going? Go ahead.
yeah, no, I was thinking the point that how is it when you're growing up with music? How was for you the point?
Difficult. Yeah, it was difficult. Just different, man. My dad and my family, more education principle, in the school system, and I was like the long-haired, listening of Sabbath and Priest and playing guitar, and it was a little like my dad busted my balls, but eventually, yeah, it's like, okay, this is what he wants to do, and my kids the same thing, I don't really like what they listen to either, but they're gonna do their thing, and they're gonna grow up, and they're gonna do what makes them happy. So yeah, that's I'm sure a lot of us, things different in common, not in common with our parents and stuff, and if anything, I think I talked to my dad about this not too long ago, and I was like, that was tough, man. You busted my balls with school, and I fucked off in school. But I said, because he didn't really understand the whole music business, and I mean, and he, like most parents, is like, man, you sure you want to do that? That's very hard, and your lifestyle is like very difficult, but if anything, I like really friggin' tried, like I was determined as a motherfucker, I was like, I'll show you, so I tell my dad, I'm like, it's kind of good that busted my balls, because now it gave me that determination and that drive to do it. I mean, I still love the music, but it's like, man, for me personally, it's like, yeah, man, I'm gonna do this.
Great. This kind of profile that you give us is a really great thing, because a lot of people in Latin America that want to do music, and also typical thing, they're really conservative. The parents, hey, you gotta do something else like work and stuff, and yeah, well, I know that by myself. And I wanted to ask also, after the touring, are you like you begin to look for some ideas for the next CDs, or?
I mean, it's kind of tough right now. I mean, it just feels like, I mean, I know it's been time, but it just feels like we just did this CD, but eventually, yeah, sometime soon, probably, yeah, we'll start to look at what we could do for the next one, or talk about some ideas or direction. Every CD, we're just trying to do something different, keep us interested and excited about stuff. So yeah, I mean, some point, probably sooner than later, we're gonna have to start doing that.
About building or creating a new CD, I've heard, for example, that you were like listening or watching The Matrix, and you became or you got ideas for the new album. What could you say about that?
No, dude, that was, I think, the Iconoclast record, which ended up being like, this whole man versus machine thing, which was, yeah, I mean, because we were trying to find something. We were trying to find some kind of thing to write the record about. And I love a lot of film music. I love film music. And yeah, whatever, I was down in the studio, whatever I was doing, cleaning up or whatever the hell it was, and just playing some background, some of that, maybe some film stuff, probably The Matrix. And that just kind of was like, oh, that's a cool thing, this whole technology. And then you're thinking like Terminator, some of these more science fiction-y man versus machine kind of thing, which we never did nothing like that. Our stuff's usually, good and evil or some mythology or some of that kind of stuff. So it was like, oh, that could be kind of good, and that could make the music a certain way. Instead of being so organic with the music, it could be more abrasive and mechanical. And yeah, that was Iconoclast, that record. So yeah, I mean, sometimes shit just kind of happens, and it's like, wow, this could be cool. It's like, yeah, let's try it.
Now that you were talking about you were cleaning or something in the studio, I've heard that you got a studio at home and that you call it the dungeon.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been the dungeon. It's probably my wife. Friends stop by. It's where's Mike at? It's like, oh, he's down in the dungeon. Because it's downstairs, and that's usually where I'm at. So it just became that for the last 20 years or how long it's been.
Makes a big difference having for you and the studio at home.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been about recording, and always, even when I was young. When I first started playing guitar, I always liked that kind of thing, and I think I did it in the beginning, just recording and double tracking and playing back, just to it's like, oh, let me, I think I'm playing this solo really cool. Let me listen. I'm like, oh shit, no, I'm not. And then you kind of learn more about recording as time goes on, and music with that whole thing with recording and multi-track, and back then with tape. Yeah, man, I was like building a house, man, or building a painting or something, and you could just, so I was always into that. I was always into the whole recording aspect and production and experimenting kind of thing, and I still am. I still love it, But doing your own work, it's awesome to have all that stuff where you can pretty much immediately do what you hear. With the records, a lot of the orchestral stuff, or just any kind of textures or synth sounds, or anything, any kind of sound design. I've been getting into some the video game, TV, film music stuff, trying to get some work there, and it's like just being able to do everything, and that you can hear and have it done. It's awesome. I mean, you couldn't do that, when I first started playing. It was like, man, that now, friggin' kid with his friggin', iPad in his bedroom, make a fucking platinum sounding record. It's different times, but no, it's good to be creative and to have all those tools. It's awesome, because it happens so fast. It's like, man, I got an idea, man. What if da 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 da? And it's like da 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 and da 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 da, and it's like, oh shit, okay, yeah, that sounds good, or not. You right away. It's like, okay, that's not gonna work.
I wanted to ask, what changed in Marco Romeo since the Duck chapter till now? What could you say what is different from that time to now, and your playing and how you do the stuff with music?
I mean, every musician always over time is trying different things, or trying to improve their playing or their technique or their theory or their knowledge or all that stuff. What's changed? The stuff I listen to, maybe. That's changed a little bit. What I think about when I write changed. When you're younger, it's like, let me, and oh man, I'm going to learn this new thing. Shit, I'm going to do it everywhere. And, you're young and you're doing your thing and you're excited, and that's good. And then when you get older, it's like, is the arrangement of this song working? There's other things now. It's like, yeah, the solo can't suck either, but the song can't suck. Yeah, man, I think all of us as musicians, the more we do it, we're keyed into other things that maybe when we were younger we weren't as keyed in on. And guitar, I mean, it could be drummers, young guy learning drums. He's like, man, I got to work on my paradiddles or whatever the fuck you got. But as time goes on, he's like, man, is the groove right? Yes or no? It's just, you know, it's probably normal. You know?
The last question is, I wanted to ask you what bands from Latin America can you tell you like?
Oh God, I don't really know many. I mean, Sepultura is from, right, South America, right?
From Brazil.
Hey, how about you tell me, and I'll tell you if I know, because I really. It's another thing. It's like, I mean, I know a lot of bands, and I wouldn't know where they were from. You know, it's like, oh, I know that band. Oh, yeah, they're from South. Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, you know.
Well, Sepultura is from Brazil, and there are a lot of bands in Brazil, like I don't have
Don't ask him. Come on now. You
and
I call me out.
Yeah, I had it in mind. I just forgot it. So for sorry, I got a blackout with bands.
But to be honest with you, I mean, yeah, I mean, you know, there's bands. There's probably bands that I like that if you told me whether they were from somewhere, I wouldn't have been. Oh shit, I didn't know. Yeah. You know, I mean, that's something. You know, I just don't. It's like, do I like the band or not? I mean, are they from here? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. You know, you might hear some. You know, Angra.
Angra, yeah.
Right? And like, okay, some of the stuff, yeah, you can maybe hear the influence.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, I can see that. You know, but am I thinking? It's like, no, do I like the stuff? Yes or no? I mean, that's, you know.
Yeah. Michael Romeo, I want to say thank you for this interview.
Cool, man. It was different.
See ya.
All right, man.